Good morning, students. So today we are going to start a new chapter, that is atoms and molecules. In the previous chapter we have discussed the physical as well as the chemical classification of matter, and according to the physical classification, matter has three states, that is solid, liquid and gas. And according to the chemical classification, matter is divided into elements, compounds and mixtures. And we also know that compounds, or we can say chemical compounds, are formed as a result of the combination of the elements. Now in the present chapter we shall discuss the basis of the combination to form compounds. We shall also represent the elements in compounds by chemical symbols and formulae respectively. So let us first start with the laws of chemical combinations. Now, since early 17th century, scientists were trying to establish the basis of the chemical combination, and as a result of vast researches, they came to the conclusion that these chemical combinations are based upon certain laws, and these are known as the laws of chemical combinations. A number of laws have been proposed after through experimental studies, and out of these, two laws of chemical combinations are given, and these are law of conservation of mass and law of constant proportions. So let us study the details of these laws of chemical combinations one by one. Now let us first start with law of conservation of mass. So this law basically deals with the mass of the reactants and of the products participating in chemical reactions. It was given by French chemist Antoine Lavoisier in 1774, and he is also known as the father of chemistry. Now according to this law, mass can neither be created nor be destroyed in a chemical reaction. Or in the other words, we can say that in any chemical reaction, the total mass of the reactants is equal to the total mass of the products. Now for example, if we heat 100 gram of calcium carbonate, this is calcium carbonate CaCO3. If we heat 100 gram of calcium carbonate, it gives 56 gram of calcium oxide, 56 gram of calcium oxide and 44 gram of carbon dioxide, 44 gram of carbon dioxide. So from here you can see that total mass of the reactants is equal to the total mass of the products, that is 100 gram. So this shows that no mass is created or destroyed in the chemical reaction. So this was law of conservation of mass. Now let us talk about the other law, which is law of constant proportion. So this law was given by French chemist Joseph Proust in the year 1797. Now according to this law, a pure chemical compound always consists of the same elements that are combined together in a fixed ratio by mass. So this is very important line in this law, that elements are always combined in a fixed proportion by mass, which means that a particular compound may be formed or obtained from a number of different sources. In case it is pure, then the ratio of the different elements in all the samples of that compound will remain the same. Let us understand this with an example. For example, if we take water, H2O. H2O contains the elements hydrogen and oxygen. These are present in the ratio 1:8 by mass. So this is the ratio of hydrogen and oxygen in water, that is 1:8. Now water may be obtained from a number of sources such as rainwater, river water, well water, tap water, etc. It can also be made chemically by the combination of hydrogen and oxygen elements under specific conditions, but according to the law, the ratio by mass of hydrogen and oxygen in all these samples of water will be the same, that is 1:8 by mass. So this ratio is not going to change no matter from where we have taken the sample of, where we have obtained the sample of water. So this is our law of constant proportion. So I hope you have understood both the laws of chemical combination, that is law of conservation of mass and law of constant proportion. So tomorrow we are going to start with the Dalton's atomic theory. So that's it for today. Thank you.